The number 3 overall selection in the 2018 NHL draft belongs to the Montreal Canadiens.
Est-ce que Marc Bergevin peut échanger la 3e sélection? La réponse est oui. Mais c'était un tout petit oui.
Est-ce qu'un joueur de 18 ans qui a zéro expérience dans la Ligue nationale peut t'aider? C'est un ailier. T'en as pas de joueur de centre présentement chez le Canadien.
Le nom de Philippe Zadina semble prédestiné pour être associé aux Canadiens avec cette 3e sélection.
The trade-back scenario will definitely present itself there. It has been talked about. Those rumors are ongoing today, and I think where there's smoke, there is fire.
Donc, pour le Canadien en général, est-ce qu'on pourrait transiger? Oui, on pourrait. Marc Bergevin nous l'a dit samedi, mais il faudrait que ce soit une offre faramineuse.
This time period is used to filter through all the information that we've gathered at the NHL Combine and our 2 combines that we conducted ourselves. We bring our strength and conditioning experts in and give us feedback and try to bring up any red flags or barriers that may impede a prospect's future development and maybe limiting his potential that we have projected.
So when you're in that area here, your tests are average. Okay, so they could be anywhere in there. In the gray area. It's going to be average. Once you pass that line here, we can see there's a big difference between you and the group.
The question is, you know, like, is that better the guys here in the pink area or in the green area? But
I think that's where it's important to combine what you think about the player.
We need to know what roadblocks, if any. And if you see a bunch of tests in red, well, what's that tell you about the kids' work ethic, character, competitiveness?
If they're at this age, they don't have the skills, you know, but to be in the average at least, well, I think it's going to be hard to develop a lot of these skills in the future. So.
He's not going to get much bigger. Maybe Mike's going to get stronger, but he's not going to get taller. And he's all in the red. That's when we need to raise the flag. That's when we need to dig in.
He's all in the red, but on the ice it doesn't show.
They said he was one of the weaker in that group.
Yeah.
The best hockey player, but one because he hadn't done anything.
It's going to be more work to move him from the red to the green there.
Top 10 usually are players that do play, but you go back every year, there's guys in the top 10 that don't play. So it's not that simple, but again, we feel comfortable this year we'll get a good player at number 3.
The job of our scouting staff is to define what his NHL projection will be. Once we get that, then we can maneuver the players on our draft board based on what we project them to become.
You make your scout fight for their players, and at the end of the day, you know, Trevor will make the final say.
It's very important to have us here because we know the players from our regions the best, from our locations.
Everyone has an opinion. We all see it differently, but you're able to speak up and speak your piece, say what you think. You can leave there with a clear conscience, knowing you did your job and you gave all the information you had.
We have Kotkaniemi. Anything you want to tell us or talk about?
He's a player that we spend a lot of, we give a lot of attention, review all the tests. He's got good scores. Everything goes to the green there.
Yeah. Is there any concern there about him adding?
No, he's been adding. Yeah.
Okay, the next guy.
The other guy's got power.
Yes.
The other guy.
More pure speed.
The other guy can carry 2 guys to the net and speed.
Like those other guys, you really like those next 2 guys coming. You want to draft those 2 guys. We'll have to revisit on the draft board because they moved him down a bit yesterday. So you guys can tell us where he should be.
It's a close call.
On the draft board, we have them side by side.
Yeah.
Well, we might have to make a choice. Yeah. And we'll have a fight at the table. You did get testing info from his team, to Pierre?
Translated, I'm expecting even more. Yep. Outstanding character, outstanding player. I'm playing NHL as a 39 center.
So even if he's sitting there 7th round, you play somewhere else?
Yeah. For me, I wouldn't touch him.
There's a bigger risk of him not eating that potential. Looking for a home run potential, Funstad could be that guy.
on the list. There's things that everybody would like to kind of change, but I learned that you have to pick your fight. You pick the one guy that you really like, and you're gonna push him.
The way you may have to decide on guys, you know, it's a very small margin. So as other guys on your staff see them, they can add to it, and you know, the plus, the minuses, and then it all comes together. You know, I mean, it's a year's worth of work leading up to this point.
T'sais, on est tous là, puis on est conscient de la saison du Canadien de Montréal qu'il y a eu. Pour nous autres, c'est pas acceptable. C'est le Canadien, on faille dans les séries, fait qu'on est tous conscients de ça, puis ça revient à la pression, revient un peu partout.
La pression est toujours là parce que tu sais vraiment que en repêchant en troisième, tu vas aller chercher un bon joueur. Puis on a une bonne idée dans la direction qu'on s'en va, mais encore là, on n'est pas finalisé le troisième choix. On va attendre ce qui va se passer devant nous, mais on est confiant qu'on va aller chercher un bon joueur. Puis encore là, les choix de deuxième ronde, c'est des gros choix importants aussi pour nous.
Having such a high pick, 3rd overall right now, we have to hit on that pick. You know, we have the chance to be able to pick and choose from a small pool of elite prospects.
There is no question that the table everybody is watching is the Montreal Canadiens at number 3.
Les Canadiens, Marc Bergevin, Trevor Timmins, au cours des derniers jours, ont beaucoup parlé de besoins organisationnels. À la défense, on a besoin d'aide, mais depuis des années, on a besoin aussi de joueurs de centre. Alors, ça va être très intéressant de voir ce qui va se produire de ce sens-là, de ce côté-là.
And then you have the Montreal Canadiens sliding up one spot, Ottawa outside that position, so that's a real important find for the Montreal Canadiens and Marc Bergevin, who will draft as high as he ever has since he took over the Canadiens. Back to Elliot.
Mark, as we sit here right now, about 40 minutes before the first pick, what would you say the percentages are you stay at number 3?
I'd say 95%.
Now, you've said center and defenseman are your keys. Will that be where you go with your first pick?
I'd say there's a good chance, but I could also get a winger.
Thank you, Dallas. Bonsoir. J'aimerais saluer tous les partisans des Canadiens de Montréal au Québec. I'd like to salute our fans back home. To make our selection, Director Amateur Scouting and former Dallas star Shane Shula will make the announcement.
From asset of the Finnish Elite League, Jesperi Kotkaniemi.
Alors voilà, c'est confirmé. Voilà. Le joueur qu'Alain Chénier, tu voulais que le Canadien aille chercher, ben ça se confirme.
C'est un excellent choix. Le Canadien, encore une fois, ils vont vers l'avenir d'un jeune joueur qui possède énormément de talent et beaucoup de potentiel de croissance.
When you heard your name, what was the feeling?
I don't know. I'm speechless. Yeah, this is just amazing.
Bonjour, Montreal. You're Jesperi Kotkaniemi. I'm so excited to be drafted by Montreal. I can't wait that I can see you guys. Merci.
He makes plays. He's got a great shot. He can defend. He's big. He's got great character, great compete. All the intangibles check off. And we see him as a player that's only going to get better. He hasn't even reached his full potential yet.
Please go ahead, Montreal.
From Finland, Jussi Jalonen.
Montreal has selected from Finland, Jussi. Next order of selection, New York Rangers.
We got all these switch here. I want to move one of those.
Vegas has selected Ivan Morozov from Conti in the Russian Junior League. Thank you, Vegas. The last selection in round 2, Montreal.
Well, hold on. What do you want? Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, we'll move back. Okay, we'll do that. Get a trade. We'll do Edmonton 71 and 133. Thank you. Go ahead, Montreal. From the Guelph Storm, Cam Ellis.
Montreal selects from Guelph for the Ontario Hockey League, Cameron Hillis.
Yeah, it's a priority. I mean, you take a look around the league, the asset value lies within centermen. Not only that, but a center can also be moved to the wing. So it's more easy to move a center to the wing than it is trying to create a winger to a center at that age. We see something in these players. Now we're going to hand these young players off to our development team and our coaches, and now it's their responsibility and job to help these guys hopefully reach the potential that we saw in them.
I'm really happy for the Montreal Canadiens moving forward with Poehling coming, him. I think, we'll have a solid down the middle lines for years to come. So the future in that position, which is a very important position, I think it's bright.